Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'll be sharing with you on how to solve logarithmic equations. And this is the part 2 of this series. But just before we continue, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Like the video, share the link with your friends, and also remember to click on the notification bell. Thank you very much for your support. Alright, let's get started. Question number 1. To solve this problem, first we have to switch these two over here, and this will become log x squared to base a minus log x minus 1 to base a equal to log x minus 2 to base a. At this point, we have to write the left hand side as a single logarithm expression, and that will give us log x squared. And because we have a negative sign at this point, we are going to divide x squared by this value. So x squared over x minus 1, we can put the whole of this in parentheses, to base a equal to log x minus 2 to base a. So now we can simply subtract this value from both sides, and this will become log x squared over x minus 1 in parentheses to base a minus log x minus 2 to base a equal to 0. Now we can also write the whole of this as a single logarithm expression. So once that happens, then we're going to have log x squared over x minus 1 in parentheses, and because of this negative sign, we are still going to divide x squared by this value. So this will also come down here, x minus 2 to base a equal to 0. So at this point, we need to write this equation in the index form. So we are going to switch this, the base, switch it over here and to the exponent of 0. So this will become x squared over x minus 1 times x minus 2 is equals to a to the power of 0. So any number to the power of 0 is 1, so we can simply write this as x squared over x minus 1 x minus 2 equals to 1. So at this point, we can just cross multiply, use the whole of this denominator to multiply this one, and this will become x squared is equals to x minus 1 x minus 2. And now we can simply expand this by using this x to multiply this, and also using it to multiply this too, and also using this -1 to multiply this, and also using it to multiply this. So this will become x squared is equals to x squared, because x times s is x squared, and x times -2 is -2x, and -1 times x is -1x, and -1 times -2 is positive 2. So now we can just add up the middle terms, and this will become x squared is equals to x squared. -2x negative x is -3x. So we have -3x plus 2. So now we can just subtract x squared from both sides. So if you subtract x squared from both sides, automatically, so x squared minus x squared is equals to x squared minus x squared, -3x plus 2. So x squared minus x squared is 0, so this will be out, and this will be out. So now we have 0 is equals to -3x plus 2. So we can add 3x to both sides, and this will become 3x plus 0 is equals to -3x plus 3x plus 2. So -3x plus 3x is 0, so this is out. So now 3x plus 0 is 3x, and this is equal to 2. So we can simply divide both sides by 3. And 3 is going to cancel 3 from here, and automatically x is now equal to 2 over 3. And this is the final answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Find y in terms of x. To solve this problem, first we have to switch all the values behind the log over here. These two, switch it over here. These two, switch it over here. So once that happens, then this will become log y to the 5th power to base a minus log x plus 4 squared to base a equal to log y squared to base a plus log x to base a. Now at this point, we have to collect like terms. Let all the y's be on the left hand side and the x on the right hand side. So this will be, that means we have to switch this. This is positive, of course, so we are going to switch it over here, and this value we have over here, negative, we have to switch this over here, and remember to change the sign. So this will become log y to the 5th power to base a. So switch log y squared to base a to the left hand side and change it to negative. So this will become minus log y squared to base a equal to, now we have to switch negative log x plus 4 parentheses squared to base a. Switch that to the right hand side and change the negative sign to positive. So this will become log x plus 4 squared to base a plus log x to base a. So now we can simply write each of them as a single logarithm expression. So the left hand side first, and this will become log y to the fifth power, and because of the negative sign that we have over here, we have to divide y to the fifth power by y squared. So this will become y to the fifth power divided by y squared, and we can put that in parentheses to base a equal to, we are still going to write the left hand side or the right hand side as a single logarithm expression. So this will become log x plus 4 squared to base, okay, log x plus 4 squared. And because we have a positive sign over here, this is a positive sign. At this time, we are going to multiply the whole of this by x. So we can simply bring the x over here. Since we are multiplying, just leave it here, and all of these to base a. Now we can switch the this over to the left hand side and change this positive to negative. We have positive log x plus 4 squared times x to base a is positive. Switch it to the left hand side and it will become negative. So this is now log y to the fifth power divided by y squared. That is going to give us y cubed. So this is now y to the third power to base a minus log x plus 4 squared times x to base a equal to 0. Because when you switch this over to this side, it becomes 0. Or in other words, you can simply subtract it from both sides. Subtract this value from both sides. Whichever way is still the same. Okay, so that gives us log y cubed to base a minus log x plus 4 squared times x to base a equal to 0. So now we are going to write the whole of the left hand side as a single logarithm expression, and so this is going to give us log y to the third power divided by, because we have a negative sign here, this is negative sign, so we are going to divide by the whole of this. Divide y cubed by x plus 4 squared times x. So x plus 4 squared times x to base a. So let's probably put this in, okay, don't bother putting in parentheses, to base a equal to 0. So at this point, we can now write this logarithmic equation in the index form. That means the base, we can switch the base over here and make it to the power of 0. So this will become y. This will become y cubed over x plus 4 squared times x is equal to a to the power of 0. Now, remember that any number to the power of 0 is 1, so this can be written as y to the third power over, instead of writing x plus 4 in parentheses square times s, we can as well write that as x times the whole of this. So write this x times x plus 4 squared equals to 1. So now we can just cross multiply, use the whole of the denominator to multiply 1, and that gives you exact value that we have. So y to the third power is equal to x times x plus 4 squared. And because we are writing this equation in terms of y, that means we are making y the subject of this formula. So at this point, we can simply take the cube root of both sides. So if we take the cube root of both sides, then y automatically will become, or will be equal to, the cube root of x times x plus 4 squared. And this is the final answer to this question. I hope this makes some sense. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. Solve for x. To solve this problem, first we have to switch this 4 over here, and that is going to give us log root x to the power of 4 to base a minus log 3x to base a equal to log x raised to power negative 2 to base a. So now we can also write root x as x raised to power 1/2. So this will become log x raised to power 1/2 in parentheses 4 to base a minus log 3x to base a equal to log x to the power of negative 2 to base a. Now we can use this 4 to multiply 1/2, and that is going to give us 2. 1/2 times 4 is 2, so this will become log x squared to base a minus log 3x to base a equal to log x to the power of negative 2 to base a. So at this point, we can simply write the whole of this as a single logarithm expression. So this will give us log x squared, and because we have a negative sign here, we have to divide x squared by 3x. So x squared over 3x, we can put this in parentheses to base a, and this is equal to log x to the power of negative 2 to base a. So we can simplify the left hand side by dividing by x. So x divided by x is 1. And x squared divided by x, we simply cancel the squared from here and we have it to the power of 1. And so this will become log x over 3 to base a. We can put this in parentheses, equal to log x to the power of negative 2 to base a. So now we can simply subtract this from both sides, or we can switch it over to this side and change it to negative log x to the power of 2 to the power of negative 2 to base a. So just switch over and this will become log x over 3 to base a minus log x to the power of negative 2 to base a equal to 0. So at this point, we can now write the left hand side as a single logarithm expression. So this will become log x over 3 minus, because we have a minus sign here, we are going to divide by x to the power of negative 2. And so this will become, just write it over here, the power of negative 2, and just put it in parentheses to base a. This is equal to 0. I hope this is clear. So at this point, because the x that we have here has a negative exponent, we can simply write it as a positive exponent by taking the reciprocal of the value. So this will become log x over 3, okay, times 1 over x squared. I'm using a dot multiplication at this point, okay. So this is equal to 0. So because this is now a fraction here, this x squared will be switched over to the numerator. So this will become log x times x squared over 3, or to base a, equal to 0. So x times x squared is going to give us x cubed. So this is now log x cubed over 3 in parentheses to base a equal to 0. So at this point, we can now write this in the index form by taking this, switch it over here, and to the power of 0. So this will become x cubed over 3 is equals to a to the power of 0. And remember, any number to the power of 0 is 1. So this will become x cubed over 3 is equal to 1. So we can now cross multiply, use this 3 to multiply this. And that is going to give us x cubed is equal to 3 times 1 is 3. So at this point, we can now take the cube root of both sides. in order to find the value of x. So once we do that, x will now become equal to the cube root of 3. So this is the final answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, so this is all we have for today. So if you find this video useful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, click on the notification bell, share the link with your friends, and if you have any question, please send it to the comment section and I'll be so glad to respond to you swiftly. Thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye bye.